Hello everyone. In our video 1 of social stratification, we have discussed about the characteristic and forms of social stratification. Now next we will deal with the untouchability or social level. In the beginning, the Varna system was present in the Indian society. It is believed that it is started during the Vedic period. Poor Varna system is a system of social division. It is said that it is based on karma theory, Brahmana study teaching, and the participation in yagnas, etc. Kshatriyas political administration, Vaishya business, Shudra manual laborers. All the people who belong to these four groups are expected to perform their respective roles. The fifth group, which we consider as untouchables, were never considered as humans. The practice of untouchability had its beginning in Varna system. The issue of touchable and untouchable is related to the profane and sacred ideas. Here the profane means unclean or unholy and sacred means religious. Based on inequality in social economic areas of life, the British government, through its Indian Government Act 1935, classified the untouchables and the tribal people as scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. An analysis of why a group of people stayed outside the village, whether they come from outside or were pushed outside, provides an answer to the birth and the practice of untouchability, says Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. According to Gandhiji, untouchability is an heinous expression of caste system. Heinous means horrible. This is a leprosy attached to Hindu skin. Here, leprosy means infectious disease. Ambedkar fight to address this issue of untouchability is a notable one. Now next we'll see the problems of untouchability. The first one it is the lower position in the social strata. The untouchables occupy the lowest position in the social strata of caste-based society. According to Manu Smriti, anyone who touches the untouchables had to undergo purification many a times. As per Smritis, if a touchable person comes within the distance of the tail of a cow with the untouchable, he should purify himself with the bath. Now next it is in that only in the Malabar region, the untouchables who prepare footwears were buried. Buried means prevented from using them. They were not allowed to touch well, tanks and other things used by the touchables. The untouchables were accepted to carry the night soil, dead animals and other 50 jobs according to B. Kumaraswamy. Here that 50 job means very dirty. They were assigned the lowest position in the caste system. Their birth was the main reason for this restriction on their social mobility. Next it is untouchables were kept out of education. Untouchables were kept out of the education for many centuries. They were not supposed to listen to Veda recitation nor recite them also. They were barred from learning Sanskrit. They were not supposed to learn about religious texts. They were not allowed to mix with touchable children and listen to teaching. Because of profanity attached to untouchability, they were kept outside that ambit of education. Education provides Ambedkar an entry into the issue of demanding social justice. This is an important development in the Indian context. In a democracy, individuals have the right to decide on their personal issues. All should have the skill to think logically and act. Hence, Ambedkar fought hard to make people realize the importance of education. Having realizing the importance of education in individual lives, Ambedkar argued in favor of education as public property. Due to such revolutionary ideas and thoughts, Ambedkar could come up with the more provisions and directives in the draft version of the Constitution of India, and he is rightly called as the chief architect of Indian Constitution. Third problem it is denial of property right. Traditionally, the untouchables were not allowed to own property and were only accepted to serve their masters. Citing the denial of such rights in the Dharma Shastra, the untouchables were denied property rights. This is inhuman and also the violation of basic human rights. Next problem, it is denial of political participation rights. In the traditional political system, untouchables were not allowed to participate. During the British rule, the untouchables got few political rights due to the efforts of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The untouchables could get opportunities in politics and administrative areas. After the independence, reservation was brought to effect in electoral constituencies for scheduled castes and tribes. The Indian Constitution provides commitment for the eradication of untouchability, which itself unique in the world history. Our constitution is important from this angle. As a result, many legal measures have been taken to implement or to eradicate untouchability practice. Now next we will see what are the legal measures has been taken by the government to eradicate untouchability. Untouchability as a social problem has still remained in spite of the efforts of leaders like Jyotiba Phule, Dr. Ambedkar and many others. It has remained alive in Indian society. Hence, many legal provisions have been brought to eradicate untouchability. The first one, it is the Article 17 of the Indian Constitution prohibits untouchability. The Government of India has implemented Untouchability Crime Act in 1955. Civil Rights Protection Act was implemented in 1976 with necessary changes to the Act of 1955. According to this act, practicing untouchability is a crime. Universal rights to vote and participation in the election has also been provided. Moreover, reservation has been given in the field of education and employment for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes along with backward classes. The Act of 1989 has given some specific responsibilities for the government in the eradication of untouchability. Like this, the independent India has taken special interest in providing equality to all. Here we have completed the legal measures as well as the problems of untouchability. Hope it is clear for you. If you are having any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.